Hi, John Walker from Upcod TV, and Chris and I are on the Oasis of the Seas, and this is day 4 of our Western Caribbean cruise. So today we're going to start you out with a morning tour, then we're going to do the Vitality of the Sea tour, nobody was there, and then we're going to have breakfast in the dining room. This will be part 1, day 4, Western Caribbean 7-day cruise, Oasis of the Seas. It's early in the morning. When you step in the elevator, you can always see what day of the week it is. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but sometimes when you're on vacation, you can lose track of the days of the week, seeing the ocean, the sea, and just being on ship. So it's nice to have the days of the week in the elevator. A nice aid in the elevator is beside some of the floor numbers is a symbol. And the little symbol shows you what floor you're on. Like 15, you see the pool symbol. 8, you see Central Park. 6, you see the boardwalk. And 5, the little card tells you you're at the Royal Promenade. Real nice, and then further below there's a special button for the gangway when you're getting off the ship. Just a thoughtful touch by Royal Caribbean. Thank you, Royal Caribbean. Wow, it's still dark out, but I'll give you a quick tour of the boardwalk and let you look at the deck plans and explain the deck plans to you for the boardwalk, deck 6. I'm going to do a real quick review of the deck plan for the boardwalk. On the right side, which is the starboard side, you have the Boardwalk Doghouse, the Sugar Beach, which is a store, as well as the beach shop, and these are actually connected when you go. You have Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets is nice for breakfast. Tip, go to Johnny Rockets once for breakfast. You have the Ultimate Landing Abyss, where it comes out, and at the aft, or the rear of the ship, you have the amphitheater. Now on the port side, or the left side of the ship, you have the arcade, and you have Playmaker Sports Bar. Playmaker Sports Bar, that's new. It replaced Sabor. Guess Sabor wasn't that popular. We'll see how the TVs work out. Playmaker Sports Bar. Wives, you probably don't want to see your husbands heading to the sports bar unless you're resting. Continuing our early morning tour of the boardwalk, as you can see it's still dark. What you're looking at here is the different stages of the carousel horses in development. Now we're looking at some of the artwork on the walls, and there's one of the funny mirrors. You're going to see a couple more of the funny mirrors that distort you, make you look different. And this is all just typical of artwork, mirrors you might see if you went to a real carnival. And so they have this on deck 6 of the Oasis of the Seas.
The great gypsy, and I can see your fortune.
What was that voice? Well, we'll come back to what that voice was in a second as we keep walking on through deck 6. There's a few more of the crazy mirrors that are on deck 6, and they're fun to play with, take pictures in. Haven't seen a lot of pictures still on YouTube of these. Oh, there he is. There's Zoltar. Zoltar the Gypsy. He was the one talking. So that's also on deck 6. So now we're moving down to get the coffee. Okay, now we're back on deck 5. This is the Royal Promenade on deck 5. I'm heading to the Cafe Promenade, picking up my morning coffee. This is one thing I really don't like. Royal Caribbean really has only one place to get coffee early in the morning. That's at the Cafe Promenade. So if you're going to see the sunrise or sunset, sunrise early, and you up high, maybe deck 16 or 17, you gotta come all the way down to deck 5 to get your morning cup of joe. So I hope Royal Caribbean listens. I hope they change this and open another spot where you could get coffee early in the morning. Down to deck 5. You're going to find yourself on deck 5 a lot because there's so much to do on deck 5. I find myself on deck 5 a lot because of the Promenade Cafe. Now, in addition to the Promenade Cafe, you have the Buying Bar. The Buying Bar replaced the Champagne Bar. You have fine watches, regalia for shopping, the collection, and other shopping, Sorrento's for pizza. I guarantee you're going to be at Sorrento's. In the center, the Rising Tide Bar. That goes from the 6th floor up to the 8th floor. So it goes from the Royal Promenade up to Central Park and then back down. Now on the port side, or the left side, you have Regalia, you have guest services, where you go for any issues you might have. Sometimes you might want to order something extra for your room. You also have the Cafe Promenade, the Island Market, Globe and Atlas Pub, and Sport Merchants. And then we're going to go up and do the second half of Deck 5. Deck 5 is a deck, like I say, you're going to spend a lot of time on Deck 5. So to break it up a little bit, here's Boleros from the outside. It's a pub, club, or bar. Here's the entrance to the Opal Theater. One of the entrances, you can actually enter up above too. Entertainment place going down to the casino, and a look inside Boleros. That's what it looks like. Did not try Boleros. The end of Deck 5, coming from our elevator, so you have the logo shop, you have Boleros, and you have the entrance to the Royal Theater all on the right side or the starboard side. Port side, or the left side, you have Port Merchants, Solera, and Sportlight Karaoke if you're into karaoke. I want to back up the Port Merchants because sometimes they have little shows too. Like they had the Johnny Walker Scotch tasting, and you could taste almost any of the Johnny Walker Scotches that they had. And so that was sort of nice, and the price of the Scotch was great as well, and you're not paying tax either. When you're getting on the elevator on the wall, there's what appears to be a giant tablet. It really is. The Wayfinder allows you to find any place on the ship and the route how to get there. It shows you the most direct route. It also has the day of the week, the temperature, and the next itinerary. Okay, we are at the Vitality at Sea Spa. And it's not open yet, but I was able to go all the way through it. It was sort of nice because nobody was here, no one to ask you questions or stop you. When you first enter, you have the Vitality Cafe on your right. They have nice, healthy eats you can select. It's another eating spot on the ship. Then they also have many supplies, beauty products, and certainly they'll be happy to sell them to you. And as you come on in, what we're looking at here is the makeup area, the facial area, and this is the main counter, the main desk where your service. And then you have a sitting area and also an area where they can hold classes, do training as well. So now we're going to enter even more of the spa. You will be surprised how big this spa is. This is the Smile Spa, and they do a whitening if you want to get your teeth whitened while you're on ship. And then they have more products and artwork. All the plants are real. And I really like it as you walk down the hallway. It's not sterile at all. There's plenty of artwork, so it really feels inviting, comfortable. Like I said, they could have just done bare walls, but they spared no expense really in making this very comfortable and enjoyable. And as I mentioned, all the plants in here are real plants, real bamboo, and other type of plants that have been selected to help decorate and help give it a more homey feel. In the back, there are more rooms, more treatment rooms for private treatments. And as I mentioned, it is quite a large spa. So now we're going to head downstairs. Yes, this is 2 levels. So as you remember, we started on deck 5, so now we're going down to deck 4. The glass steps sort of tripped me out in the beginning. When you're trying to film and you're walking down and you're looking through the glass, it sort of can shock you. Okay, now we're downstairs on the first level of the spa, which is second level down. Let me just say, this spa, it is big, it's huge. You'll be surprised at the size as I walk around it. You're going to see all the treatment rooms they have, They have a sauna down here, steam room down here. There are other treatment rooms. There's a relaxation room. Probably everything you're looking for. The only thing I say they don't have, what they don't have in this spa, you don't have a view of the ocean. That would be a nice thing to have, a view of the ocean. But you got everything else, and you'll see the ocean when you're done with your treatments, when you come back up. And we haven't even gotten to the weight room yet, the gym. So let's keep our tour going of the spa. Here's the relaxation room, and you'll see some of the other treatment rooms as well as we walk through the spa here on the Oasis of the Seas. And we are still walking. We're still walking through the Vitality Spa on the first level. And probably as we go through here and you see more of the private treatment rooms, you get an idea of just how large this Vitality Spa on the Oasis of the Sea is. And of course, it has to be large because you have over 6,000 passengers. So you could possibly have several hundred people waiting for treatment. But now we're reaching the end. We're getting close to the end now. So just be a little bit more patient because we're going to come up to the treatment rooms for the men and women. And so after we hit the treatment rooms, then we'll be completely finished with the tour. Here's the Bud Lounge you just saw. Now the Couples Lounge as well. And like I say, got another hallway to go down, some more private treatment rooms, and then we will get to the end of the Vitality Spa. But once again, it's very large, and you know, people spread out on this ship. That's one thing you're going to find with the Oasis of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, any of these ships. Despite having 6,000 passengers, it doesn't seem crowded at all. And you know, some of the artwork on the walls, and now we're sort of back to the relaxation room. And as we get back to the relaxation room, we're coming to the end of the tour, I promise you. So we're coming up on the changing room. So here's the women's changing room, or the ladies, and then here's the men's changing room. So this is the end of part one of the spa. The weight room, here we go. As we are in the weight room, you're going to see they have a generous amount of equipment. Now, if you want to come and find the weight room basically empty, come like I did first thing in the morning, early in the morning before breakfast. Here are the treadmills, the bicycles. Now we'll go over to the equipment area. These are the weight equipment, or the counterbalance equipment, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, wasn't very busy in the morning. Now you can exit right from the Vitality Spa onto the walking running trail. This is the walking running trail. One thing I liked about the walking trail on this ship, it actually went around the whole circumference of the ship, or around the total part of the ship. There you saw the starting point. I'm going to stop a little bit on the way so you can see the ocean, because at this level you do have a very good view of the ocean. Here's a view of the ocean. I particularly stopped right around the area where the life rafts are, so you get a view of what the life rafts look like. They're pretty big life rafts, as you can see. When you get up close, I'll slow down where it shows the number. Down the walk trail, bounce back out to where you can see the ocean again. And they also have these life rafts that can actually be ejected from these canisters onto the ocean. So these are additional life rafts in addition to the boats. Well, if I'm out, I hope I'm in the big life raft. Maybe, depends on who's there. Now here's a look at the cameras. Now these cameras, you know, there's cameras all over this ship to see if anybody does anything crazy like go overboard. But here's the cameras, and here's a view. You're right at the ocean on deck 5. Now we're looking at the ocean. I've gone around to the back of the ship, and in a minute I'm going to let you see really up close. You can see the engines, the power these engines are putting out to move this awesome ship through the water. Power of these
The engines that push this large ship. We'll see what this leads to. I told my wife, I said on the first day I'm going to walk the whole ship. Well, that didn't happen. This is a big ship, so it's hard to walk this whole ship on the first day. So I should be back up to deck 5. Oh, I'm at the Aqua Theater. Actually, I'm on deck 6 now at the Aqua Theater. This would be an excellent view of the sunrise too.
So from deck 5, I came up here to deck 6, the boardwalk, and there's no one up here, not a soul. So up here I'm going to go to the back and watch the sunrise from deck 6.
Well, I come up here to see the sunrise. I found back here the sun's going to rise off of the aft part or rear part of the ship. I'm up by the climbing wall back by the on deck 6. Now I'm on deck 7 actually. But there's no one back here. I have it all to myself. So here's the view of the morning. Back here this morning, all by myself by the Aqua Theater. Like I said, there's no one, not a soul up here. There's a good view of the other climbing wall. Here's our second sunrise. I call it the second sunrise because it peeked behind that cloud bank, and now you see it coming out in all its glory. The times they pose for the sunrise are always for today. So when you go to bed at night and you're thinking that's the sunrise the next morning, it's not. It's for that day when you go to bed. So unless you go to bed after midnight, you won't have the correct time. Oh, that's a beautiful sunrise. This, believe it or not, is the view from our room. Could it get any better on the cruise? What really makes it better is to see the marvelous creation of God. Yes, what a marvelous design and creative joy. Good morning again. Chris and I are getting ready to head out for breakfast, and we're going to try the restaurant where you order in. We're not going to the buffet this morning on the cruise.
See you at breakfast.
All right, see you all at breakfast.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good.
Lovely.
I'm good.
Okay, we are in the American Icon Grill for breakfast. As you can see, there was no waiting. We were here early, so we didn't have to wait for a table at all. We had a table by the window. As you can see, the window is frosted. That's Chris, and that's yours truly, John or Juan. Now look at the menu. Now here's the whole menu, but of course I'm going to give you a close-up of different parts of the menu. A close-up of the continental section. You have seasonal fruit, loosely, fresh grapefruit half, granola parfait, smoked salmon, and from the bakery, Danishes, croissants, and muffins.
griddle section, you have French toast, buttermilk pancakes. And the eggs, my favorite of course, you have express scrambled with bacon or sausage. Then you can have 2 fresh eggs or omelets, and you can also have my very favorite, eggs Benedict. In the yogurts and cereals, you have a nice assortment of cereals such as shredded wheat, frosted flakes, bran flakes, granola, Rice Krispies, raisin bran, and so forth. In the juices, you have some complimentary juices and other juices such as fresh squeezed orange, and smoothies are not complimentary. There is a charge for those. And you always have coffee. Here's a look at our table setting. As I said, unlike the buffet, you're ushered to your table, so you sit down and enjoy it. And you can order juice. And just so you know, we're going to take a trip over to the buffet. There's also a little buffet here. So for you bacon lovers, don't be disappointed. There is a buffet, as the lady says, the best of both worlds.
Did it look good? Best of both worlds.
Boy, there's bacon, all the bacon you want. There's scrambled eggs, there's different type of eggs, there's some beans there, some South American food, and we're going to cross over. They have an assortment of pastries. Milk. There's a waffle station. I believe there's also an omelet station. More fruits, cut up fruits, whole fruits, and then you have assortment of cheeses and meats and more fruits. I don't think you're going to go hungry at the buffet here. Then you have your granolas, your healthy breakfast foods. So keep in mind, you can have a little bit of both. A little bit of buffet, a little bit of in-dining, and that's what we did. We did a little bit of both, the in-dining and the buffet. And just so you know, we're just looking, this dining room is 3 levels. We haven't eaten dinner here yet, so our first real look at the main dining room. Well, you know what they say, the early bird gets the worm. It looks like it's true here. There's a long line now. There was just one person in front of us, but now it's a long line. Heading back to our cabin, just stopped and took a picture of the Globe and Atlas pup. Okay, this is the first view of Falmouth Jamaica. So stay tuned for the next video, and we're going to cover Falmouth Jamaica. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it the big thumbs up, like and subscribe. This has been John Walker for the Cut TV.